possible mission force. You're not serious.
I'm afraid he is.
And what do they do exactly?
It's just as the name implies. Whatever the rest of us can't.
And who's in charge?
They're not ones to take orders in the traditional sense. We more or less leave word.
Leave word. Mr.
The
Kittles.
IMF operates outside the community and answers directly to the president.
So let me get this straight. When there's a mission none of you can handle, you just leave word for a nameless man and hope he gets the job done. Is that it?
Should he choose to accept it?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
The greater good.
That's right. Sam's
Yes.
back. We're
Hello.
back. We're all back. Everyone that matters to this podcast is back, which is means just all of us, just the three of us. We are back, and we are. Well, I guess it just is what it is. The show is ending. This isn't the last episode, but this is our countdown. We are ending the podcast after what will eventually, when this is done, it will have been 11 years to the day on our last episode. 11 years, guys. And on that last episode, I will probably get a little emotional just because this has been such a big part of my life for so long, and it'll be kind of hard to say goodbye to the listeners and to the show itself. Obviously, I'm not going to say goodbye to you clowns.
It's
I've
so
video.
hard to say goodbye to our podcast.
It's a little pitchy, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
To quote the great Randy, what's his name? Randy something.
Randy Savage?
Oh, Randy, not Randy Johnson. That's the baseball
Jackson?
player.
Randy Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little pitchy dog. Anyway, yeah, but we have 15 more episodes to go. We have 15 very cool movies to go, and it's going to be a good time. And I thought we would start off with kind of a bang. We have done a handful of the Mission Impossible movies throughout the life of the show, and this movie came out pretty recently, and I hadn't watched it yet because I was waiting to do it for the podcast.
Yep.
And
Same.
so here we are, and I am glad that we did that. So, with all that having been said, though, I must do the normal stuff, which is this is episode 486, and if you're doing the math, means our last episode will be 500. We will end on episode 500. So I actually, when I posted the other day, or not the other day, but a while ago on Instagram and Facebook that the show was ending, one of the messages I got was, please tell me you're going to end on episode 500 because my OCD can't take it. And I said yes. We are.
What if we threw in a bonus episode? Just
Yeah, 501.
Well, we technically have.
That's
We have bonus episodes and other episodes that are not part of the main feed. So technically, we will have more than 500 episodes. But as the normal show goes,
500 that count.
500, 500 kind of normal episodic shows. Though it would be kind of funny if, for whatever reason, we had to end on 499 or 501. Either way, it would be equally frustrating for that person.
Although, watch us be off. Like, naturally, our count got off at
Somewhere
point.
we missed a count.
Somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm letting Excel do the math. So fortunately, I don't have to. And according to it, episode 500, assuming we don't take any unexpected weeks off, we will record episode 500 right before Christmas, and then it'll post at the new year. So Anyway, so this is episode 486, and today we're talking about Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. And I'm kind of annoyed that they stopped using numbers.
Yeah, because which one is it? Do we know which one it is?
So there's episode 3, and then 4 was Ghost Protocol,
Okay.
and then 5 was
Was Ghost Protocol the one where he gets blown the wrong way after an explosion?
No, that's the third one. That's
the third
3.
one. Okay.
Yeah. So there's now I gotta look it up. Gosh dang it.
Well, I mean,
let's see. So there's Mission Impossible. Okay, so yeah, so Mission Impossible 3, and then Mission Impossible 4 was Ghost Protocol, and then 5 was Rogue Nation, and then 6 was Fallout, which we did. That's the one with the Henry Cavill fist.
oh, okay, yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
And then this one, Dead
So
Reckoning
this would be
Part. So 7.
part 1.
right?
Yeah, this will be 7,
Yeah, Part 1 will be 7, and then Part 2 when it comes out will be 8.
which is coming out in 2025.
Yeah. So
Did I ever see Fallout? I think I saw Fallout. I don't remember.
I don't know.
There's been so many. I don't think I've seen them all, honestly. Myself.
Guys, the first one came out when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've done Mission Impossible 3. We did Fallout, and now this one. So those are we've only done 3. I thought we did more. Maybe that'll be our bonus episode. We'll go back and watch all of it. I'm just using.
Yeah, I remember loving the first one a lot
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
because he was suspended from the ceiling on those things, and we
Yep.
got the masks, which come back in like every movie.
I liked it because I thought it was really brave of them to introduce a whole bunch of characters and then kill them all in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like here's the tech guy, Emilio Estevez, and here's the girl who does the thing, and then here's the guy, and then they all die except
Right.
John Voight and then the pretty French girl. Like they all die.
Yep.
So I thought that
Yep.
was pretty cool. And to
A
make
little like Extraction does that too, don't they? Usually, don't
Yeah.
the team members all die and stuff?
Mhm. Yeah, here's your team, and they all die except for
Yeah.
the one that's still back at the place. So
Well, and Kittredge, right?
yeah, Kittredge, who this is like his first time coming back, I thought, right?
I think
Interesting.
so. Because he
'Cause-
was kind of, well, he wasn't a bad guy, but he was kind of an antagonist in the first
Well,
one, right?
was he though? Like, I had a hard time. Like, I don't know. Well, we'll talk about it here in a second.
Oh, okay. Sam's background can't determine if he's gonna do Aquaman or what's going on, but we're having a good time. All right, so let's we'll move on. So, I haven't even introduced you guys. So, okay, that's awesome. If you're listening to the show, you need to go check out the YouTube. Sam's having fun with AI art, and he created
I kind of want that.
Right?
a factitional
A factitional nutty film? Moonery?
country film redneck
Country.
car chase, and he has a Fiat 500 with like mud and tires.
And the tire that's on top of the car is
Would
way
no,
bigger than
yeah, I was gonna say, no way, shape, or form would fit.
Yeah, and there's cars.
You see
in
the
road
you see the
behind
flying
it.
air? The flying
Yeah, what is it in the air? What is that?
Those are cars. If you look close enough, they're cars that look like they went over a jump.
I mean, those things are like 100 feet in the air, so they're gonna die.
You know what this looks like is a kick-ass Power Wheel. You know?
Yeah.
Like this is in some kid's yard.
Yeah. Anyway, I am going to introduce these people. Of course, after 400 and something episodes, we all know who these are. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew, more Tom Cruise running than ever. Jimison.
It's funny you should say that. We'll find out later.
Okay, good. And Sam,
Yes.
which is funny that you keep messing with these Fiats. Sam, tiny car chase is hilarious.
I
Right.
would not be able to fit in any of those cars. That would have
Good
been
thing- It's a
miserable.
good thing Tom Cruise is like 5'4",
Tiny.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think you could fit in a Fiat 500. I do think you could.
You think so?
I do.
The
Now
engine is just a bunch of rubber bands in the front and just doesn't take up that much space.
yeah, pretty
It's
much.
actually like a Flintstone car.
Flintstones, you have to use
Yeah.
your feet. Yeah, Google that if you don't know what that means, kids. But though I've never sat in a Fiat 500, I have driven a Mini,
Mhm.
and I fit okay. And you're not
Yeah.
that much bigger than I am, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should go out and buy one. Yeah, I don't think you should trade in your Tundra for a Fiat or a Mini, but you could fit if you had to do a car chase scene. I'm just saying.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So, what is this movie? This of all of the Mission Impossible movies. And do we want to take a minute at the end of the movie? Because Andrew, you've already said you haven't seen all of them, or Sam, one of you said you haven't seen them all.
I don't think I've seen Fallout.
Okay. Well, we did it for the podcast, so I really hope that you have.
Oh, well, then maybe I did. There's one that I don't think I've
Maybe
seen.
you didn't do. Maybe you haven't seen Rogue Nation.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, so what is this particular Mission Impossible?
So Ethan Hunt and his IMF, make sure I said that right, group face a mission more deadly than that came before. They must uncover the secret behind a mysterious new weapon that could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Facing the most powerful enemy ever, Ethan must determine whether his mission is more important or his friends' lives.
Okay.
So whoever wrote this is the most deadly mission he's ever been on and the most dangerous villain, I guess.
I mean, I guess that is true.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of true. And I would say it is actually probably more deadly in that. Well, I guess not. I don't know. Again, we just, Mission Impossible 1, there's a lot of people that die.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad guys. Like named bad guys, not nameless villains that are wearing stuff over their face, like stormtroopers. Like there's legit people that die in this movie.
Henchman number 1.
Yeah, there's not a lot of that. I mean, because he kills a lot. Well, I mean, all of them. They're again nameless bad guys that die, who are terrible at shooting guns and things like that. So, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, this movie. So let's get into it. So was this was obviously the first time for any of us seeing this? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So let's we'll get into our 5-word reviews and we'll just go into it because this is a long movie, by the way. If you haven't watched this movie, I did not realize it until I sat down at 9 p.m. last night to watch this 2 hours and 45-minute long movie. So, Sam, what you got for your 5-word?
Another Tom Cruise movie.
Okay.
Is it? I mean, these things they come pretty much. I mean, rinse repeat especially for the Mission Impossibles, right? You've got set pieces, you've got certain, twists and turns. You've got the epic stunt that he'll do at some point in the movie. We've all kind of gotten used to it a little bit. But this movie also had that Mission Impossible style confusion that it usually gives me in terms of who exactly were the good guys, who were the bad guys. When the Princess Bride guy, Eves, what's his
Carrie
name?
Elwes.
Carrie Elwes. Was he the president?
No,
What was
because he was the director. He was the defense director, the director of national security or something.
See, I wasn't 100% sure on his position. And then, of course, Kittredge, when he shows up on the train, I didn't quite understand if that was possibly him or somebody else or exactly why he was there. This movie took a little bit of time to get going with the submarine scenes and just kind of the backstory of what this thing is. Obviously, I like the bad guy, which is generally AI, right? The AI is the bad guy in this movie, and it's using people to or manipulating people to get its own gain, which is, I mean, fairly fascinating to me. But I don't understand the MacGuffin of the chamber in the submarine. Right, this is where the key is supposed to unlock something, but the AI is already out and about. Like, it's already in everything. Which
so the idea is that the original source code. So you have the original code that was invented by the Americans, the United States, apparently. This Russian submarine, it was put on this Russian sub. And so when it got onto the internet and it went full Ultron, it, so what they're dealing with, the entity that they're dealing with, is a perverted version of the original source code, and that original source code is on the submarine under the under a glacier near the Baltic Strait, the Bering Strait. So I think the next movie is going to be about them getting to this submarine and getting that box. To either destroy it or to control it.
But wouldn't they have already gotten to the submarine if they already got the keys?
So the people, remember, this movie showed that the people, when they died, they floated to the surface.
Yeah.
So obviously Russian Navy, whatever, went and picked those people up, and somehow the keys were
around the neck on a necklace.
Yeah, they were on the neck of the captain.
I was wondering how they got the keys.
Yeah, they were on the necks of the first officer and the captain. So that's how they made it onto the surface world. But the sub is still 150 feet on the bottom of the floor there, in the water. So
so I mean, that confused me. Everything after that is fine. I thought the action sequences were great. My only real beef with this movie is that they killed my gal.
I know.
And I really I have a crush on that lady like nothing else. She
Rebecca
is so
Ferguson?
attractive.
Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
gorgeous. Like, naturally incredibly gorgeous.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. She feels like, I mean, I'm sure it's probably not, but she seems very natural. And Haley Atwell and the other, the blonde that played in
Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby, thank you. All of them are our age. I think Vanessa Kirby is maybe a little bit younger. She's like in her late 30s. But I did find that pretty, nice that I'm not looking at a 18, 19-year-old in this movie.
Yeah. Well, the characters all feel like they belong, right? It's not like
that's what I'm getting at.
They're not fitting like a 20-year-old in some sort of high stakes spy game.
Yeah, because the way I said that made it sound like I was wanting to look at an 18-year-old. That's not what I mean. It was the fact that I feel like these people all belong here. So exactly what you said. Yeah. Sorry, just making sure that came across the right way.
Yeah,
you're good. You're good.
So I felt that was one misstep in this movie. It felt like there wasn't a consequence for Ferguson's death, but it was like, all right, we're done with her. Now we've got Captain Britain or whatever her name is. Captain Carter now to take her place. So it's like, of course, another female character that Tom Cruise kind of likes dies in one of these Mission Impossible movies. It just seems like it's a repetitive thing that keeps happening. And maybe that was the point, because it did show, and I don't remember that flashback scene to any of the other Mission Impossible movies.
It's not. That's new.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, because I kept thinking, was that in the first Mission Impossible? Do I need to go back and watch that again?
And I don't remember that bad guy. And I was like, man, am I totally lost in these series to not understand these characters? So those,
Yeah, because he says that was before he joined the IMF.
Okay.
I missed that.
All right. Yeah.
Because every time I saw the flashback, because they showed it a couple of times, I kept thinking back to the first Mission Impossible, thinking that I've missed something. I need to go watch it again.
Yeah.
That's why they don't show Tom Cruise's face on camera in the flashback, because his face is, he's 61 in this movie.
Yeah.
Even the best CGI can't make him look like he's 20.
Right.
So, yeah, no, that was for the movie. That was for
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
But I felt that was a little kind of not forced, but just kind of, and lack of a better word, squishy. It just wasn't quite all there.
Like, I
And
mean,
then-
I guess I'm confused because you said the phrase, which maybe you meant to say, maybe because you said there was no consequences. The consequence was her death.
Oh yeah,
The movie told us one of them is going to die.
Mhm.
They told you, or like in the when you're having this really tense
Yeah.
conversation with Vanessa Kirby, and then the bad guys there. It's like, I'm gonna make Ethan choose. He's gonna have to choose which one of you lives and which one of you dies. And technically, when the AI rerouted Ethan, he didn't have a choice. Rebecca Ferguson showed up to save the other girl, and so therefore she kind of gave her life to whatever. So that's the consequence, right? She dies. Now maybe you wanted the movie to take some more time for them to mourn her.
Yeah, maybe that was it. It just seemed very.
But this is also, these are people that are spies, that this is their
Yeah.
living, and comrades come and go. And
All right. But then my only other issue with the movie has to do with AI. And I think I texted you guys when I was watching it. I felt like the AI was omnipresent because it could be, right? It can manipulate things on will, and but like they're brooding on the roofs of places where satellites can see them. They, tech guy, what's his name?
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg puts his car on autopilot, and I was like, oh, that car's going to get taken over by the AI now. It was like, I don't know. The rules of what the AI can and cannot do weren't that clear to me in this movie.
You're not wrong in that the AI is omnipresent.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really have rules, but what we do know is that the AI is present when it wants to be.
Yep.
Because
which says it's everywhere, right? I mean, if it could get into something, that would be there.
So I guess because in order for because literally the guy says, I can't remember the bad guy's name, and I don't even remember the actor that played him because I didn't recognize him. But the bad guy says,
Gabriel.
Thank you. Isai Morales is his name. He says that the key will be delivered to me on the train. Like that was foretold. And in order for that to happen, the AI has to let Ethan on the train. In order for the key to happen, the AI has to, so that's why I kind of felt like the AI is like, okay, I know where they are, but I'm going to let them, they have to succeed a little bit. The only thing that the AI didn't anticipate was Ethan Hunt being a better pickpocket than the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like it literally came down to him being a better pickpocket.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it. So honestly, Sam, it's funny. The only moment in the movie, in a Mission Impossible movie, which is impossible, right? It's consistently impossible feats and things that are happening. The only time in the movie where I went was when Gabriel is fighting on the train, and they're having this big fist fight, and then he looks at his watch and it's 3, 2, 1, go, and he just falls.
Oh
back.
yeah, I did an eye roll at that too.
And
I'm like, no.
Unless his watch is connected to the internet, which is possible, because my watch is, and the AI is correcting for the speed of the train, which is a variable,
which is also uncontrolled right now.
Right, and also where he is physically located on the train, because he couldn't have planned to be in that moment. Right. So I guess we have to assume that, but when he just falls blindly into the bed of a truck, I'm like,
that was pretty, stupid.
Like, okay, like if he would have fallen into like a river, like a very wide, protective net kind of a thing, I think I would have bought that just a little.
Or
bit
had a parachute waiting for him, and then went to the back of the train and popped right off, right?
A jetpack, I don't know, something, but just it was that moment reminded me of, did you guys see, we watched Skyfall for the podcast.
Yeah.
And during the chase scene when they capture Javier Bardem and he's going through the tunnels and like everything is just perfectly timed to the point where like Javier is walking up a ladder and sees Daniel Craig and then pushes a button on his watch and blows a hole and a subway train comes through. It's like the timing was so perfect, it's unrealistic.
Right.
Yeah.
But
which is, that's funny. That one stunt / part in this entire movie of craziness is what we pick apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The motorcycle on the thing isn't just, it's so cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
The motorcycle and the thing. Here's the funny thing. If I would have asked you before yesterday or whenever you guys watched it,
yep,
what this movie was about, could you have told me?
Nope. Not at all.
I knew nothing about this movie other than the motorcycle stunt.
But see, I thought it was the stunt where he's hanging outside the plane.
That was 2 movies ago.
Previous. See, it just shows you how much.
Yeah.
These things run together.
Somehow I completely missed this movie altogether. I never saw a preview. I didn't know it existed.
Really?
Until you mentioned it for the podcast.
Because I remember seeing it was like constant, the new Mission Impossible, and it was just constantly showing the video of him driving the motorcycle off the thing. And then we started seeing on Reels all the little vignettes of how they did the stunt and all the stuff like that. Like, because they built a ramp, right? That's not rock. It's a mountain.
Right.
But then they built this ramp for him to elevate off of. And they put him and the bike they have guide wires so that they would separate so that when the parachute pulls, he's not next to the bike. Like the vignette on how they do it is really cool. It's worth the watch. It's worth the 5 minutes to watch or whatever. But that's all I knew about this movie. I had no idea about AI. I knew that Rebecca Ferguson was back in it and the other 2 guys from the team.
Yeah. But that car chase, I had the most fun with that car chase that I've had in a car chase movie in a long time.
Well, it was funny.
That's what I was going to say. It was also entertaining.
Yeah.
It wasn't just your typical car chase.
Yeah. They threw some curveballs.
Go straight or turn left. And all right, no, turn left. No, keep turning. No, turn left. You got to turn. She's just stuck in that donut. It was really funny. It was funny. I really enjoyed it. So, all right, Andrew, what you got?
Well, I've got several 5-word reviews because I'm making up for a couple weeks off that we've had here.
Yeah.
So, old man still hitting on women, way too young for him.
Okay.
Tom Cruise running and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool stunts, lots of action.
Yep.
Haley Atwell does close-up magic. And what happens when Elon turns Trump into AI?
Nice.
Because as I was watching this, I thought these people are literally worshiping this AI. I mean, it has become a cult.
Yep.
And that's what, for some reason, that's what went into my mind is Elon is making Trump AI and Russia has, perverted it somehow and put it in a submarine. So there we are. Like Sam, I had a really good time with the car chase, but for me, the movie really took flight on the train.
Yeah.
Like once you got on the train, that I was hooked. Like I couldn't look away. And I, like you, Sean, watched this movie very late at night. I think I finished it at like almost 1 o'clock this morning.
Nice.
And so usually I'm falling asleep about midnight or 11:30, somewhere in there, 11:45, watching Seinfeld episodes. But this one, I could not look away. And it was pretty much that last hour was on the train.
No.
Not exactly, but it was, it was pretty close to that.
Well, and the brilliance of Mission Impossible has always been, what do you do when the plan goes wrong or goes south?
Right.
Right. That is the best part of all of these things. And it felt like there was not a single thing that went their way in this entire movie. And I love that is them coming up with ways to survive these things.
I really loved the fact that they do plan everything out, and all of a sudden he sees who the bad guy is,
Mhm.
and he goes, just abort. We're done. We're not doing this. Like, that's how dangerous he feels like this guy is.
Mhm.
But I don't know that that's, even though he does that and says that, I don't know that we as the audience completely understand just how dangerous this guy is, because we haven't really seen what he's done in the past. You know, all we see is the flashback from Ethan's mind.
It's really not until he gives him basically that choice, right? Either her or her, that you realize, you know, this guy's pretty horrific.
Yeah, he's good at his job and he's bad and all those things. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. For me, the movie, see, I love these movies and I've watched all of them. And the only one that I don't love is the second one.
Yeah, agree.
Not really
not Ang Lee. Who did it? Oh, it was a weird director that did it and tried to put his own take on it.
You hadn't have said it, I could have told you.
Tim Burton.
No, I wish it was Tim Burton. It's slow-mo.
John Woo.
Yeah.
Doves and stuff like that. There's that movie's not as good, but I think the rest of them are solid. I mean, even the thing that drives you crazy, Sam, is like when the missile and he gets blown the wrong way. But here, the funny thing is that in the first one, it's an action movie, but there's no crazy stunt, right? It's just kind of normal stuff, right? Tom Cruise is still a young guy, still, figuring things out. Second movie, again, cool dirt bike scenes and some car chases and whatever. Some cool, shootouts. No crazy stunt. Third one, again, some spike stuff, sneaking into things, sneaking into the Vatican. No crazy stunt. And then the fourth one comes out, and Tom Cruise is like, I'm ready to do weird, crazy stunts. And that's when they're on the Burj Khalifa, the giant high spire. And he's literally on the outside of the building, like walking around.
Yeah.
And that's when we are like, oh. And so now it became every movie he had to do the crazy stunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in that movie that's the crazy stunt, right? He's on the outside of the building, and then the next one, Rogue Nation, is the direct sequel to that, and that's the airplane bit where he's hanging on the side of an airplane, which he actually is. He's harnessed in, but he's on the side of an airplane, and then the next one, he jumps out of an airplane with Henry Cavill and lands on the roof of the building. And so now, and then this one, he does the dirt bike jump. So every movie we have to do the big crazy stunt, since they no longer kept numbers for the movies. We lose the number,
we gain a
add
stunt.
crazy stunt. So my 5-word reviews were, I only did 2. AI gone, AI bad, analog good.
They should have got the big mechs from Pacific Rim.
You should have got Gypsy Danger because she's nuclear, therefore she's analog. It's just still dumb. Suspenseful action, adventure, crazy stunts is my second one. And I will say this, I felt like this movie, more than any of the other ones, had more suspense. It was more of these moments of, like the scene in the bar when the AI is watching. Like, that's kind of a tense moment. What's going to happen? Is somebody going to make a move? The key's in that guy's pocket and no one knows where it is. And on the train, there's this suspense of, him trying to get to a position to get on the train, and she's pretending to be the blonde lady. And the other thing that was really interesting that they did was the train scene is kind of a parallel to the first Mission Impossible movie where they're on a train and it's
Mhm.
that girl's, Vanessa Kirby, it's her mother that's trying to buy the knock list. And here she is dealing with Kittredge trying to sell, the key. So there's a lot of parallels there, which I thought was really cool for the movie. But here's my one beef, and this is the beef with the franchise. And Sam, this kind of ties back to when you said, like, what are the rules for AI?
Yeah.
We all three of us, we like movies with rules, I think. If you're gonna, show us a thing, then we need to kind of understand it a little bit. Not all the time, 100%, but a little bit,
Mhm.
And so in the first movie, he works for the IMF, and it's just this entity that exists, and it's kind of policed by the CIA, because Kittredge works for the CIA. Right, he's a director in the CIA.
Right.
And then the second movie, Anthony Hopkins is his handler, and we don't know. There is no IMF again. It's just whatever. And then the third one, the IMF is a building. There's this huge structure that works underground, and Lawrence Fishburne is the director, and the naked dude from The Watchmen is his boss. And so, like, there's this huge infrastructure, and they have a big boss who also works with the CIA. And then the fourth movie, Alec Baldwin is the director, and Hawkeye is his adjunct. And again, and then he dies. Alec Baldwin's character, he dies in not Alec Baldwin. He comes later. He was the bad guy in The Patriot. He's the British dude. Can't think of his name. Anyway, he's the director of the IMF. Do what?
King Charles.
No, it's Cornwallis. The character he
King
plays is
George.
Cornwallis.
Sorry.
Not King George.
Not Charles. That's the current king. Sorry.
That is, yes, King George IV was the king during the Revolutionary War. For your history, people. Anyway, the point is that we don't really understand the IMF until this movie gives us, it's just an entity that exists, and if we can't do it, one of us just leaves him a message and hopes that he takes it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because then it makes it feel like the IMF is small.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
It's
and it's
like
like
a SEAL team or something. Like,
yeah, it's SEAL Team 6, and in this case, it's SEAL Team 3.
Yeah.
But like in other movies, it felt like it's this big thing. Like there's this large entity that's just part of a branch of the CIA. But in this case, it was more like, they only report to the president. And I don't know, it's just weird. It's like it's strange how it's gone from small entity to huge government agency to it's just some dudes that have some cool tech. So that's the only thing I would say, is that I wish that there was some kind of executive producer back in 1996 that was
Kevin Feige.
Yeah, for these movies. But it's fine. I mean, it's my brain wanting connectivity. Just like my issue with DC. Those types of things make me happy. And it's fine. It's why I like Star Trek. It's why I like Star Wars episodes 1 through 6. Like there's connectivity, there's unity, there's a purpose. I mean, we all agree those first 3, 1, 2, and 3, they're not great movies, but the story arc makes sense in the scheme of what George Lucas was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Rogue One.
Oh, of course, yeah, Rogue One, even Solo.
Gotta put that in there.
Well, we watched Rogue One just the other day, my Declan and I. It's so good.
I honestly think it's my favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I really do.
I still think Empire Strikes Back's my favorite, but Rogue One is so rewatchable. I had an interesting discussion. I don't know. I'm not on Twitter anymore, but I use Threads, which is the Instagram version of Twitter, which seems more hospitable. Like it's not crazy Elon texts and tweets and stuff like that. It's mostly right now. My feed is mostly, hey, what TV shows do you like? And I'm watching this movie and, stuff like that. Right. So someone put unpopular opinion. Rogue One is not a good Star Wars movie.
What?
And so I commented, I said, oh, why do you say that? Because a lot of people were like attacking. Oh, you're wrong, blah blah blah. Like, it's his opinion, but I want to know why. Let's ask the question. Why do you say that? And it was because everyone dies in the end of the movie.
Oh, Lord.
And I said, well, they had to die because it wouldn't make sense for them, narratively speaking, because otherwise they would be in A New Hope, which they obviously can't be in A New Hope.
Well, Akbar's in there.
Well, but we don't see Akbar, and he's not in A New Hope.
That's true.
Because that's General Raditz. That's not Akbar. It's a different.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And he dies. That Mon Calamari.
Yeah,
dies.
they do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like a lot of them die, which is also why the attacking fleet, on the Death Star 1 is so small. Is because they lost so much of their forces during that attack. Which again, narratively speaking, makes a lot of sense. But he didn't like that. He's like, I just hate that they died. I'm like, but it gives their sacrifice meaning. It gives
the feels that you are getting at the end of that movie because you care have been earned. And, to me, whenever I get the feels, I mean, I like that movie even more because it actually touched me in some way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When Shiro and Donnie Yen, when he's holding him at the end after he's done the thing with I am one with the force is with me bit.
Yeah.
Like that has meaning. It's two bros that have the weight of Chewie and Han, right? That have been together for a long time, even though we've only seen them for one movie. But you can tell by the way they act together that these guys have been around, have been best friends for years. And that sacrifice is hard. It's rough. So that's what makes that movie good is because of the sacrifice, which means now when you watch A New Hope, why it's so important to get the plans to the rebel base so that they can do the thing. It's because of the sacrifice made by the rebels in the process. So anyway, I know I'm preaching to the choir on this, and probably people have their opinions. It's fine.
Wrong, but they have their opinions.
Sure, absolutely. I didn't take a lot of notes on this movie, guys. I just did. I was just into the movie, like you, Andrew. I mean, Andrew, you said you were hooked at the train. For me, the submarine bit. See, I love submarine stuff.
You do. I knew you would like that.
I was locked in on the submarine stuff.
I said when I saw it, I said Sean is creaming himself right here.
I won't use that word, but yes. I was locked in, and as soon as they said, "Oh, there's another target," and they're launching, I'm like, "Oh, that's the AI messing with them." Like I knew it was, and but I didn't see the torpedo coming back and hitting them. That part was interesting.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of is that the AI did that to protect itself.
Yeah.
Because that way I'll be at the bottom of the ocean and I'll be, I can be protected. I thought that was.
But could the AI predict that the keys would turn up?
No.
Yeah,
because do human bodies float like that? I don't know.
Only when they get bloated.
I mean, they probably would have.
I mean, they do bloat and float.
Yeah. But I think I remember seeing something about the Titanic that those bodies would have been at the bottom of the ocean. I think. I don't
Depends
remember.
on the pressure, I think.
Yeah.
How far down they were.
They went up like they were all inflated.
Like balloons.
Yeah. like buoys. Yeah.
They had to have a reason why.
Well,
the
is vodka lighter than water?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, now if it showed them,
It mixes
they're
pretty
on-
well. That's all I
I know, right?
If they were wearing life jackets, obviously that would have made sense. But I don't know if in a combat situation you put your life jacket on. I have no idea how submarine warfare goes. If the show were going to continue for another, however long, I would put on there Hunter Killer, which is the most recent submarine movie that I've seen that I really enjoyed, with Gerard Butler as the captain of an American submarine. So, anyway, just the list that we have, I think, is a good list, and we don't need another submarine. I mean,
we don't need a 501. Is that what you're saying?
No, we don't. We don't really need
Your our OCD listeners.
Yeah, we don't need to do that, and I don't really know what I would remove to make room for it anyway. So it's fine. I mean, I guess I could remove 1917.
No,
Yeah.
I want us to watch that one.
Yeah,
sure.
So, I was joking. All right. Anyway, my point is that I don't have a lot. Oh, my point was that so the submarine being like I was 100% in, and then we had the scene where like they're getting briefed, right, which was a really cool scene, and then Ethan does the mask, whatever, because we don't get the fuse lighting match until like 28 minutes into the movie,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which should be an indicator on how long the movie's going to be.
Yeah, they light the match, and then the end.
So then we go to like Desert Warfare, and I was kind of phasing in and out. I'm like, I mean, this is cool, but there was so much going on. It's like, oh, it's just an action scene with some cool sniper fire stuff. And
right.
For a moment, I thought she died in that, but I thought, no, I know she's not dead because I remember in the preview seeing her in other scenes. So if you're gonna do a fake out death, don't put her in previews for a.
Well, she also was tactical on her part. So
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I think when I really keyed in though was, I think when Vanessa Kirby showed up and they were doing the thing at the airport scene was cool. I don't know. I was in the movie. I really was.
It was the car chase for me. That's when.
Okay.
I was like, this is awesome. This is what I want to watch. This is
cool.
And everything after that was awesome. So
yeah. I think what we're saying is we like the movie. I think so. I do have some clips. I have a few here. So
please tell me you captured our there's said twice in this movie.
I only got the one.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I was actually going to preface it with this. I actually had a little script here with this one to say, when we decided to hang up the show, we had a little powwow, we had a chat, and just decided that the time is right. I called up Sam, and this is what I said to him.
Even hear yourself. Your days of fighting for the so-called greater good are over.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. I do like how he says that. All right. This is one of the funny. I will say this too. This is the funniest of all of the Mission Impossible movies. I had several laugh out loud moments. And because of the moment, it caught me off guard, and I thought this was really funny.
Put in the brake, start the car. Wait. What's happening?
I'm done. I'm not doing this.
People are chasing us.
Yes, they are. You're driving. Now, come on.
In the moment when I watched it the first time, I laughed out loud on that because of my favorite was, what's happening? He's so confused. Oh, that got me. I like that.
I don't know if you captured it or not, but the scene with Simon Pegg when he's trying to, he's got his car driving for him and he's trying to navigate Tom Cruise on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
that one had me rolling a couple times.
I have a couple. Well, by a couple, I mean I captured 55 seconds of that.
Oh, nice.
It's just for me, it's so funny. Here's here's a bit called Train.
Stop. You're not serious.
Well, you did say you'd do anything to help.
And you jump off the train with the key.
Yes.
I just like that because when you watch it, you're like, that seems normal for this movie.
Mhm.
But then when you say it out loud, you're like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Here's a good Simon Pegg moment.
We still have to meet with the buyer and somehow get him to tell us what the key unlocks.
Oh,
How?
Figure it out.
I'm going to need a few more details.
Yeah, they tend to just get in the way.
I like him. Okay, real quick though, that scene with Benji and the bomb was intense. I
Mhm.
felt so bad for Benji. I really
Yeah.
did. And I felt bad for Benji because this is like his third bomb in one of these movies. Because he got strapped with a bomb in the one with the Sky Spire. I forgot that one, whatever that one's called. Not Rogue Nation, not Fallout.
Ghost Protocol.
Thank you. He had a bomb strapped to him in that one.
Oh.
And then in Fallout, he had to defuse a bomb.
So can we talk about this bomb for a second?
Yeah, the
If he
Da Vinci
hadn't
Code
had
bomb?
at the last minute seen that it's good luck and adjusted the cipher,
Uh-huh.
nothing would have happened, right?
Nothing. Yeah, there was nothing in the
Because
bomb.
there was
right?
nothing in the bomb.
yeah, correct. But
So-
we didn't know that in the moment. Yeah.
Well, right, we didn't know it in the moment, but as it happened, and it opened, I was like, "Wait a minute, all that was for nothing."
It's a
So,
really bad joke.
Well,
Right?
it wasn't for nothing. It was so that the AI could learn about Benji.
Well, that's true, but
It could learn Benji and learn the team because it's probably piggybacking off the comms
Yeah.
and learning. Oh, Benji will do whatever it takes to protect his friends, and
yeah,
he's really smart, and like all of these things, like it learned about him, and
That's
it
true.
kind of makes me think that information will be used against him in the next movie.
Hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me if
Yeah.
Benji dies in the next one, honestly.
yeah.
Just 'cause
Oh, he's like the best part of these things.
I honestly expected it in this one.
yeah. Well, and it's funny because outside of Ethan, Luther is the only other one that's been like Luther and Simon Pegg's character.
Yeah.
Benji. Because Luther is in the first one, and he's in the second one, but he's not in the. He is in the third one, but very briefly.
Yeah, I think he and Tom Cruise have been in all of them.
Yeah,
I
and
read.
then he's only in the fourth one for like the last 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, and then Simon Pegg has been in all of them except the first three or first two.
He showed up as just a field tech in the third one.
Yeah.
Like he was just like he's the guy in the chair. And then the fourth one, when they break him out of prison, Tom Cruise is like, "What? How are you in the field?" He's like, "I passed the test, and the people wanted me on screen more because I'm entertaining." So that's why. All right.
It's fine. You're going the right way, but you definitely need to go faster. I'm going as fast as I can. When do I start going downhill? Won't be long.
It won't be long. But to your point about him getting in the car and letting the car drive, there was a moment though where he kind of like he hits it, and then he has like this moment of panic, like, is the car gonna kill me? I think that was a visual gag to let us know that the car, because I thought it too, honestly. I thought the car AI would cause some mayhem also, just to add to this moment.
Oh. Benji, I think I must have made a wrong turn somewhere. No, that's it. That's it. What? How can this be it? Well, you can see the train, right? Yes. I see the train. What about it? And you have a parachute. Got a parachute. What do you expect me to do? Well, just, you know, jump. Just jump? Yeah. I mean, Benji, it doesn't work like that. I'm not that high. There's ledges sticking out everywhere. I'm going to hit them before the parachute even opens. Benji, even if I could get the parachute open, I don't know if I can make it across the valley and intercept and land safely on a moving train. Do you copy? Yes, I copy. Look, I'm just trying to help you, okay? I need you to take a step back and pull yourself together because I am under a lot of pressure right now.
He's the best. I love the idea of him yelling at Ethan because I'm under a lot of pressure, and it's like you're about to do nothing for the next 20 minutes. You know, like Ethan's about to do all the scary stuff, which, by the way, I just realized Luther disappears.
Yeah. Well, he says he's got to do something with the.
I got to go work offline, off the grid. Yeah. I'll catch up with you later or something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
And we never see him.
And we don't.
So they're either going to find him dead next movie, or he's going to show up ex machina at the right time.
Oh, he's going to ex machina the hell out of it.
Yeah, but I do wonder if that had to do with the filming issues, because it was right in when COVID happened in Italy.
Yeah,
and it was because they had to move filming to the UK and shut down filming in Italy.
Is this the movie where Tom Cruise went nuts on a not a cast member, some sort of person?
He did because they weren't following protocol.
Yeah,
and he did go, like, he got real upset. And because I haven't listened to the clip, but I saw the post, and it was like, this makes me like Tom Cruise more because he's all about safety. Or something.
Well, and think of the millions of dollars that he's putting up for these things too. So
yeah. I mean, he's an executive producer.
Livelihoods, and I mean, yeah.
Speaking of crazy stunts and stuff, have you seen the video where Jackie Chan is watching some of his old movie stunts with his daughter?
No.
Oh, it's heart wrenching because he's just this young 20-something-year-old dude. He doesn't. At 20, you're invincible. And now he has a grown daughter, and she's watching these things, and she is crying because she's watching her dad get hurt over and over again. And then he sees her reaction, and then he starts crying because he's like, oh, I could have died and never known her. Like, there's this moment where, like, they're sharing together, and they're both just bawling. And of course, I'm sitting there, like, watching this 30-second reel on my phone, like, oh my God, freaking Jackie Chan making me cry again. And, since the Karate Kid. It's rough, but like watching him do all these, because these are all movies I watched. I loved all those old Jackie Chan movies. But yeah, the dude was crazy. He did all of these stunts and got hurt all the time. It's crazy. Anyway. All right. That's it. So I play this. All right. So I did think about this also. We used to do a bit on our show called Top 5, where we would pick a category. Yeah. And for this movie, I actually would have picked Top 5 evil AIs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it made me think of, did you guys ever see the Shia LaBeouf film Eagle Eye?
Yes.
Yes.
I had it DVD, and I loaned it to my aunt and never got it back.
This movie reminds me of that, again, evil AI thing. So I think that would have been a fun category to explore, like Age of Ultron, evil AI, right? So there's more examples I can't think of off the top of my head. If you want to Google some, it's fine. But
we also used to do a bit about the film scores and rating the film score, and I really enjoyed the music in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the theme, of course, the Mission Impossible theme, but aside from that, the rest of the score was just really good.
Yes, and I remember seeing the dude, Lorne Balfe. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but we've seen him in lots of things. He is one of those Hans Zimmer guys. He worked with Hans Zimmer, so he has.
Which, by the way, I'm going to a Hans Zimmer concert on Tuesday in Raleigh.
In where? I'm sorry.
In Raleigh.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Is Hans Zimmer going to be there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
that is cool.
It's his filmography, and he's directing the choir and playing, and yeah,
He'll
really
go up
cool.
there and play the piano, and
yeah,
I've seen bits of his. So this Lauren Balfe guy, just so you have an idea of who he is. I wish I knew how to pronounce his name. He's probably German, like Hans.
Yeah.
But he has done such movies as Bad Boys, Ride or Die. He did this movie, obviously, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves, which we all loved that theme. Let's see, His Dark Materials. Sam, you like that show?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, ish. Last season was bad.
Oh, bummer. The Tomorrow War. I'm just hitting some of his highlights. Bad Boys 3, 6 Underground, which we did. Gemini Man, which we did. Mission Impossible Fallout. I mean, the dude's done a lot of stuff. Geostorm. So, yeah, the guy. He did Churchill.
Okay.
So, yeah, the guy has got a lot of credits, and he's really good. So, yeah, this is a good call, Andrew. Yeah, this is a good score. It really feels. It fits the movie. Like there's not a whole lot of. What am I trying to say? It's not like you're constantly hearing the Mission Impossible theme. Like you hear it a handful of times, but it's really good. My favorite still probably just score is probably still the Michael Giacchino one from Mission Impossible 3. Just as far as the film score, I think that's probably my favorite. So. He did Megamind. He did Megamind and Rango. I love that movie, Sam.
Yeah.
Rango Unchained.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's done a bunch of stuff. So he's got 5 movies coming out. Mission Impossible 8, the Lego Batman 2, and untitled Morgan Freeman Steven Spielberg project.
Morgan Freeman.
Really? Oh, somebody's turning on their Xbox, getting ready to fire that back
that's
up.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves 2.
No, it's not. But I would actually watch that. Old man Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I like old Kevin Costner. I think he's great. All right. But since we don't do those bits anymore, let's do the bits that we do.
Now for some more bad news. Ready?
This is where normally we would play a game. Do we have a game?
No.
No? Okay. Are we doing the game for the last 15? Do we want to do the game? Or?
We can. I just didn't do it for this one because I didn't have time to watch it again and take out little details.
No problem. We'll do that later. And there's a lot of trivia. Go read it. Not going to read any more trivia. This episode is getting a little long as it is. So with that being said, I'm just going to say time for this. That's right. And this is where we're going to give this movie a score. I also have in my notes Star Trek Connection, which is clearly Simon Pegg, Benji.
Excuse me.
You're good. He's obviously our Star Trek Connection. There's probably others, but he's the main one. Now we're going to give the score from 0 to 10. So, Andrew, what you got? 0 to 10.
Yeah, it's a 7.7 on IMDb, 7.7. I'm going to be right there with it. Like, I'm going to push it close to 8. I'm going to go 7.9.
All right. I like that.
10.
That's a good score. Sam, what you got?
I'm right there with Andrew. It's a fun movie. It is a bit long, and the rules are a little convoluted, so that docks it a little bit. But I'm going to give it a 7.94 out of 10.
7.94. All right. That's good.
Okay.
I too like this movie a lot, and I had a good time with it. And if I were to take the time to really think about it and like rank it among the other Mission Impossibles, maybe I'd put it second or third. I don't know, but I liked it a lot. So I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it a good solid 8 because this is a good time. So if you like these kind of movies, highly recommend.
Yes.
So,
all right.
That's it. That's our show. That's it for this movie. Thank you for listening to it. Next week, part of this last final 15 movies are they're going to be movies that I feel like maybe have some significance to us personally.
Guilty pleasures.
Maybe that too.
Yeah.
And
running jokes that we've had since the start of this thing.
There is a running joke that Sam is insistent upon, and I'm for it. I think it's going to be good. Sam has made a running joke every time someone asks, "What are we doing next week?" or "What do you want to watch next week?" Sam always says "Nymphomaniac."
Yep.
He has said that for, legit 7 years, 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't know how old that movie is.
And there's 2 parts to it. They're both very
came out in 2013, so almost as old as the podcast. And Sam, there's actually 3 parts.
Are there really? Oh my god!
Yes, a third one came out not that long ago.
Wow. Okay.
So, but it actually has a really good cast.
Yeah, the third one is about when the guy goes to the nursing home and they have to pass out prophylactics.
Let's not do that. We already watched that one. That was Bubba Hotel. So,
you're right.
Though no one heard it. Anyway, that's the point. The point is that of the final 15, some of these are going to be kind of guilty pleasure kind of things or personal whatevers. So, with that having been said, next week we're doing Aliens, the second Alien movie. Aliens.
Is this the start of October?
No.
Okay.
Not. It's not part of October yet. But
okay.
I wanted to do this because it was the first rated R film I ever saw.
Oh wow!
And it scared me as a child, and I've only seen it partly way through since then. I've never seen it all the way through from beginning to end.
Oh wow!
Okay.
I think it's another long one too, though, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
James Cameron does not do short movies.
I've never seen the first Alien.
It's 2 hours and 17 minutes, so it's not.
That's not too bad.
I feel like I need to watch Alien though before I watch Aliens.
You can if you want to, or I can tell you what happens. Basically, the plot of Alien is no one listens to the woman, and they die.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is like real life.
Most of yeah.
Yeah. It's your kind of a typical final girl kind of a thing. So we're doing Aliens. Legit, if you do want to watch the first one just so you can have an idea, go for it. But it's not really super important that you do.
Okay.
We do have a few guests coming up in this 15 episodes. Friends of the show from long ago. I didn't really mean that for that rhyme, but it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a really good final 15 weeks of the podcast, and I am looking forward to sharing these last few ones with you. So in the meantime, you can still go to our website, cheapseatreviews.libsyn.com. There you can find links to our social medias. There you can interact with us. If there is a movie you want to request for us to do, it might be too late, but it also depends on who you are. Because one of these movies I have in here is a request that someone requested from us about 7 years ago, and we're finally doing it. So if you have any other ones, just let me know. And go to our YouTube, youtube.com/Cheapseat Reviews. So that's it. That's our show. Thank you so much for listening again. And on behalf of Andrew and Sam, who's already playing Fortnite, this is Sean saying thank you all. And we'll see you next week for Aliens.
This is Cheap Seat Reviews.